In this video, I build an aesthetic and modern geode farm, which then can attach to a house or many other farms. I think this is a really beautiful build. To see how I did it, stay tuned. Believe it or not, this is actually the first geode I ever found in survival Minecraft, so I was pretty excited to build something special here. And of course, as with any build, I started by building like a small base where I can put my bed, the ender chest and a bunch of shulker chests with all my material. I knew I wanted to do something modern, so I already packed some quartz and I also packed some natural materials like leaves and flowers. But as we will see later, I really underestimated the amount of resources I will need. And next up, I just put some lights everywhere around so I don't have creepers all the time spawning and destroying my beautiful build. I only found this geode while mining out the chunk, so here's a quick time lapse of that. Somehow I really like mining out chunks, and now especially with the new updates, there is much more to explore down beneath the earth. So the general idea was to, for now, fully destroy the geode, but keeping all these blocks where the amethyst crystals can actually grow on. As you can see here, that is kind of difficult when you're trying to mine fast, because the normal amethyst block, as well as these blocks where the amethyst crystals can grow on, they look really similar. And I'm glad I only destroyed about 2 or 3 of those while mining out. My plan was, when all this is mined out, to look at how the distribution of those blocks are that are left over, and then position and size the building I'm going to build accordingly. This whole process, the mining but also the building, actually took way longer than I expected. One more thing for this build, since the terrain is really weird, I brought a bunch of ender pearls to be able to teleport up to my base where I stored the material. This is me unloading the first chest of material I just mined, and at the end I think I had to place down 3 double chests to fill up all the blocks and things I got while mining out this area. But overall it was quite nice to do, since you always hear those really nice background sound walking over the amethyst blocks. Once I had the area mined out, I tried to look where to place my walls. I was going for like an oval shape with quartz, and right here you can see me. This is the first block, is where the corner of a curvature will start. So I'm trying to include as many of the blocks as possible, but I'm also not able to include all of them, like the first 2 that are still on my side, because the build would just get too big. It already got way larger than I expected it to be, but you will see that later. Here I try to figure out how to place slabs and stairs in a way to give me a nice curvature, and I think it worked out quite well. This part I'll include in case you want to build the same or similar building. So starting from the ground layer, I went up basically 2 blocks diagonally, and then on those I placed up 3 more blocks. And then continued the curvature on back to the other side to close the oval shape. Here's the time lapse of me doing that, and in the background you can see the surrounding lush caves, which is one reason why I included large windows, because at the end I want to be able to look outside into some of these green beautiful caves from the inside, from like a modern and like not that nature close building, to have like a nice contrast. And here comes the part where the building gets big. I stacked on this one oval, I stacked 2 additional ones. I will not go into too much details for these higher ovals for now, because so far I only finished the bottom one, but basically they have the same shape and layout, just place them somehow differently so it gives like a nice visual appeal to the building. And after just building some of the outlines, I realized I don't have close enough quartz, so I had to go back in the nether to get some more. After farming about 8 more stacks of quartz, I tried to finish the bottom layer where the bulk of the amethyst farm will be in. So I tried to build the outside by just copying the frame I already built and just fill in the shape. Doing that, I pretty quickly realized that even with those many stacks I already farmed, I still don't have enough quartz, so I had to go to the Nether again. And this time around I came back with 2 full shulker chests of quartz. This should really last until the end of this building. So now I mined out all the rest of the area of where I wanted to be the inside of the building. There was a lot of cliffs hanging over, and then I filled in all of the last quartz structures. On this step I encountered some minor problems because there's lots of water in these lush caves and they always flooded my build, but in the end it worked out fine. This is now where the outside of the build really took shape, and this is the general style we're going for in this build. So now my building has 3 levels and they need to somehow be connected. I didn't just want to use some easy ladders or stairs, so I decided to build in each of those levels a portal like this to have a 3x3 opening with like a portal sticking out to then go through with stairs behind it. So now let's take a look at the bottom layer where the geode farm will be. If you look for geode farm on YouTube, there's basically no beautiful farm design, so I decided to do one. Here's the room we're starting with now. My idea was to make it look like the amethysts are hanging from the ceiling, and here I tried a few different design ideas, so either with the lightning rod or these lights you can find in the end, combined with some chains. I also tried to use iron bars, but the chains just look way more fancy. In the end, I decided to go with a mixture of both of these because one really has a nice color and the other one lights up the room, which meant I didn't have to look for another solution to light the room. With that, I added glass to the front and back side, and the room was basically done. I have light in it. I changed the middle quartz layer to like the quartz brick, and I added shroom lights on the sides. Also, I really like this design I came up with here with the lightning rods to the side because they look basically the same as the shroom lights color-wise. So this is actually really beautiful. Lastly, I spent a few minutes decorating the stairway, and this is basically the end result for the lower level. I think it looks really beautiful, and it does the job of what it is supposed to do. Lastly, this is how it looks from the first person. Please let me know if you want a full tutorial on this build, and if you have any good ideas on what to build on these higher level floors. Please also let me know because currently I still don't know what to place on the 2 other ovals. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.